Welcome, Jett and Shawn Iverson from theinsuranceCenter.com in Utah. So I would like to maybe have you introduce yourself briefly. I know Jett is in marketing, and I know Shawn, you're the founder. So, but I will let you take it from there. Give us your stories of origin to start with, and then we'll move on to your business.
Okay, that's great. I don't think anybody dreams of being in the insurance business. And so it was not my dream. I was in finance in college and knew that I was going to be a stockbroker. And I had a friend that his father was a stockbroker and he got me into an internship. And so I went 1 week and was with this stockbroker at a very large firm, and it was a down market, and everything was no, it's okay, and was apologizing, and people were yelling and screaming, and I like to be liked. And so I thought, this isn't for me. And I went into something where bad things happen. I want to be the hero, and I want people to talk to me and want to talk to me when something bad happens. And I thought, well, what better field than insurance? Whether you get into an automobile accident, you want to talk to your insurance agent first. If your spouse dies, you want to talk to your insurance agent because you want to get a life check. And so I like to be liked, and therefore got into the insurance business 33 years ago, and I haven't looked back. It's been a great career, and we started the insurance center. Like I said, I was with another firm for 8 years, and then broke off on my own in 2001, and haven't turned back. Love it. It's a great field. I'll let Jett explain his side, but we've been lucky. There's been ups and downs, and we love what we do. We're passionate about insurance.
Wonderful. I can understand that. I think it's an exciting field, actually. Quite, absolutely so.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shawn, for sharing all of this. Jett.
Yeah, so Shawn is my father, so I've been around the insurance industry all my life. And so over the past 2 years, I've been working here at the Insurance Center and I've loved it. It's been great. I currently go to school. I'm in college for marketing. And so due to the knowledge and my interest in marketing, I've been able to take over a lot of the marketing efforts here at the agency. And it's been amazing. Also, with AI coming into more of a fruition, I've been able to kind of being on the leading for our team of looking for new AI tools, both external and internal, just trying to improve the agency and make us more efficient and better. So,
Okay. Not easy to be a second generation after a strong leader like your father.
it's true. It's tough shoes to fill, but it's been great being able to work with him and see him in his natural habitat, and it's been great. So.
Wonderful. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Role models are important. So why don't we speak a little bit about your company, 25 employees? Yes. So you were saying
Correct.
31 years, two office locations, one in Ogden and one Southern Utah location. Yes.
In
Could you?
Heber, it's Eastern Utah, so in Heber City.
Okay. Okay. So three locations or two.
Just two, Heber
Okay.
City and Ogden.
Got it.
Both
Thank
of them
you.
are in Utah.
So could you briefly, Shawn, describe your client base? You know, you probably know them more than Jett because you've been there for a
For a little
long
bit.
time. Yes. So
Yeah.
is it primarily individuals, businesses, both, or what's the general scale also of those clients?
So we are a true multi-line insurance agency, meaning that we handle all the everything. If you have an insurance need, we can take care of it. We have a personal lines department, we have a commercial lines department, and we have a benefits department. And so it's been nice now that we can compartmentalize, where now we have those departments where before it was me and a couple people doing everything, and now we specialize in things. We do have a couple national markets, a couple national niche markets that we do. We specialize in the alarm industry, and
Yes.
so anything having to do with the security industry, and also in trampoline and adventure parks, so the family entertainment centers. And so we have some national accounts that we write nationally, and so we have some programs that we've put together to help these two industries become stronger with better insurance policies at competitive pricing. And so it's been fun. And so to answer your question, we run the gamut on insurance.
Okay, wonderful. Love that. Yes. And with very specific verticals as well that take you
Mhm,
nationwide. Yes,
mhm.
I hear that. So maybe Jett, who's a newcomer, may tell us from your perspective, being in marketing, what are the most significant trends that you think are impacting the market, the insurance industry, but also your customers? And of course, Shawn will have something to that,
I'll
I'm
have a few
sure.
things to add on that as well.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
in Utah and nationally right now,
Mhm.
please, Jett.
Yeah. So it's been rough in the insurance industry these last few years. Like I said, I've only been for 2 years, but rates have been going up. It's been getting more and more expensive to insure homes, vehicles, everything. And I mean, the trends we've seen have been pretty much just going up. And so it's been hard. One of the main things that we've been trying to focus on is kind of helping our clients when they see their rates going up and they're angry or what's going on. And what we're just trying to do is make sure they know that we're doing our best for them. We're doing everything we can to make sure they have the best price on the market, make sure they have the best coverage because it's been difficult. But that's kind of been our main focus over the past 2 years with our clients, ensuring that they know we're fighting for them and also on our end, fighting for them every day.
Hmm. Okay, well, the fight. Go ahead, Sean.
Good point. Yeah, Jet has coming into a hard market, and a hard market is where insurance companies they tighten up and they have more restrictions,
Yes.
and their premiums are going up. And so we went 57 quarters, which is 11 years of a hard market. That's the longest hard market in history. And so we are now approaching the soft market, and so things are loosening up. And so insurance companies are in the business to make money. And so if they're losing money, then they raise rates. They're one of the few entities or few industries that they can say, oh, well, we lost money last year, so we're going to raise your rates this year. And they have done that for 11 years. And so it has been challenging, as Jet has said. And so we've tried to implement, and I know we're going to discuss AI. We've tried to implement some AI tools to help us on the back end while
Yeah.
still having the personal touch on the front end. We are a best practice insurance agency. What that means is there's 40,000 insurance agencies nationwide,
Mm.
and every year about 3,000 of them get nominated to become and try to be a best practice agency. There's about 300 of us nationwide, and we've been lucky enough to have this award for the last 7 years in a row. And
Wow.
so we've been blessed. We've done a few things right in order to make that happen. The application takes about 20 hours to complete. They look at everything from employee satisfaction to client satisfaction to number of carriers to because we're independent we
Yeah.
represent multiple insurance carriers and they look at our financials to make sure that we're growing, that we're profitable, and so they look at a ton of different aspects of our thing, and we've been lucky enough to be best for the last 7 years. One advantage to us being that is that we get to have a meeting with all 300 of the agencies where we can talk and network and find out what's working, what's not working, and the benefits of that. And we talk a lot about trends of what's happening. And so organic growth in insurance agencies has been easy because of price increases. And so everybody has been growing. But now that that is turning, now we need to be on the more sales oriented side, where before we were just trying to hold on to that which we had and
Yeah.
retain. And
Yeah.
as we were retaining, we were automatically growing because of the price increases.
Yeah.
Well, now, fortunate for everybody in the United States, the insurance companies have become profitable over the last year or two and are flattening out their rates. Everyone's not going to get a decrease, but a flat renewal is a plus
Yeah.
where it has not been that way for the past 11 years.
Got
So
it.
talking about trends, the increases are coming to a halt, and it's almost like turning on a light switch. It's happened in the last 2 quarters, and so it's going to continue to happen and slow the rate.
Thank you. Okay, good to know. I don't see that in California right now where the policy is, but
And in California, it depends on what it is, and it depends on where you are, because property is a challenge. And so, in the last 4 or 5 years, there's been fire scores
yeah,
because of California.
of course.
And so the fire scores have been challenging, but even our friends like in Florida and along the coast, from a hurricane standpoint, those rates have been decreasing. They shot up through the roof. I think that there was a stat in Florida that 15% of all homes were uninsured because they couldn't afford it. Well, those rates are drastically coming down now,
Okay.
and people are becoming more affordable. And so, from a
Yeah.
national standpoint, auto insurance has gone through the roof, but now it's flattening. The rates are flattening. California, you're going to see that as well. The
Yeah.
property, not so much. You guys are unique in California.
We know that. Okay.
Yeah.
So Jet, thank you. Thank you, Shawn. So Jet, you mentioned leading the acquisition of new AI tools, especially for marketing and sales. So how is AI currently shaping the industry landscape for agencies like yours, like that Excel, that part of the top 300, and what trends you anticipate in the next 1 to 3 years?
Yeah, so it's very exciting times. It's amazing to see how AI is influencing every single industry. One thing that I've noticed and been able to see, especially with service-based industries, is that we used to hire people for specific roles. They had a role, like I was hired for marketing. So I'm in charge of doing all the marketing for the agency. That was my role. But now with AI, what we're doing is we're separating those into actual tasks and workflows.
Hmm.
So for me with marketing, I check Google Ads, I run SEO scores on our website, I'm in charge of our social media accounts, all those sorts of things. Now with AI, infusing that into my workflows, I'm able to simplify, automate a lot of my tasks, and make it so that I'm more efficient and that I can be more on the creative side. I can be more forward thinking and preparing for what the future might hold. And that is really, I think, the coolest thing and the best opportunity we've seen with AI is that it's not going to be replacing people. It's not going to be taking those roles away, but instead it's going to be optimizing and automating a lot of those tasks that were seen under that role specific position. And
Hmm.
so I think with the insurance industry specific, there's a lot of mundane tasks that we have to complete.
Hmm.
And what we've been working on is finding external tools, internal tools to make those tasks a lot simpler on our staff so that they don't have to worry as much about the back end and they can be more client facing because that's where we want our staff. We
Sure.
want our staff in front of our clients, talking to them, comforting them when they have accidents. And so that is where we see AI currently optimizing the back end so that our staff members can be in front of our client where we want them.
Mhm. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. So now I revert to Shawn. Very inspiring. So let's talk about the next level for insurance, for the insurance center.
Mhm.
What would you say are the primary growth levers that you're focusing on? And I understand expanding commercial lines and focusing on specific niches like security and adventure sparks are key for you, of course, because they're nationwide deployment. Anything else that you would like to emphasize? Your growth
Uh,
levels. Yeah.
our growth levels, we always want them to be attainable and sustainable. And so we try to hit between 9 and 10% organic growth every year. And so we have made some acquisitions to bump that up substantially. But from an organic standpoint is 9 to 10%. The trend based off of what we've learned with the best practices this upcoming year, that is going to be very difficult. And so everybody's thinking it's going to be more like 4 or 5% for this upcoming year. But with the tools that Jett was talking about from AI, we're repurposing a lot of our customer service team to be more sales and human facing. And so we feel that insurance is not going away from a human touch,
Sure.
but but a lot of, like Jett said, the back end is going to go away with, and we're going to be able to have more interaction with our clients. Now it may only be one time a year or twice a year. Now we can talk to them on a regular basis and say, what's changing in your life? What can we do to assist you from an insurance standpoint? And it's going to be more, the human touch is going to be key, I think, to sustain our relationships, because there will be some disruptors out there in the insurance. When 2000 came, the year 2000, everyone was worried that all the computers are going to crash. And so that was a disruptor. And then Google announced that they were going to have an insurance agency, an insurance policy. Well, everyone was panicked. Well, that didn't come to fruition. And so there's been a lot of disruptors. They're saying they're disruptors. AI, if we don't utilize the AI tools, we will be left behind.
Sure, for
No
sure.
question.
So then, Shawn, moving directly to Jett and marketing. So you mentioned, a lot of the things that you do, email campaigns, community events, Google Ads, Meta Ads, LinkedIn for commercial events and clients. So what is the biggest operational challenge that you face in scaling all these efforts effectively?
Yeah, so on the marketing side, when I came in, like I said, 2 years ago, we didn't really have anyone doing anything with the marketing. And so for me, it's kind of been a one-man band trying to figure everything out and manage all of these different things that we want to increase our exposure, to get our name out there, make sure people know about us. And it's always a little bit difficult, but I mean, I think the biggest thing is that we've been doing our best to optimize, to see where things are going right and keep pushing on that and experimenting with new ways to market. Like we were talking about, like we think that client facing is the best thing to do. And so a lot of the marketing that we try and do is trying to get in front of clients, whether it's sponsoring golf tournaments or going to conventions, things like that. We feel that we get a great return from those sorts of events. And we obviously are trying to optimize the other SEO and Google Ads, that sort of thing. But we truly believe that the best form of marketing is me getting in front of the client's face, being able to share what we do, because I believe me and Shawn both believe that our agency has a great value proposition. We bring a lot of value to our clients, and we believe that we can help them save money and get the best coverages. So we obviously, those things are always important to have those other outlets, but when it gets down to it, the best marketing is always us getting in front of our clients, talking to them and helping them see how we can help them save money and get good coverage.
So then moving forward, what would you say, like the next year or 2 years, what would be probably the obstacle that you put your mind on, to conquer?
Well, we're putting our money where our mouth is in regards to software and AI programs. We, in the past, from a software standpoint, we were about 4% of total revenue. For 2026, we're going to 8%. And so, which is, we're doubling down on AI and programs to benefit our team, so that we're repurposing them to do other things and client facing. And so the biggest challenge is getting everybody on board, because it's not status quo. And so everybody gets comfortable at a certain level, and it's no, we need to step up to the next level. And so having higher expectations based off of having less work on the back end, now more on the front end, now we have those higher expectations to meet and to get everybody on board.
Yeah, behavioral change, and
It is. That's really what it is. And so our culture, we've been very fortunate. We're slow to hire and quick to fire. And so we take a long time. Our hiring process is a long time. And because our culture, we don't want a bad apple in our bushel. And so we have a great culture here that we're surrounding ourselves more with our colleagues than we are with our family, because we're here 8 hours a day. And so we need to like the people that we interact with. And that's the same with our clients. And so getting everybody on board is the challenge.
Yeah. Okay, good. So last point that I wanted to probe. Thank you, Sean. Very interesting.
Mhm,
So you mentioned recoding was a struggle at some point, but now you're implementing an AI tool.
mhm.
So what is beyond recoding today? What would you say is the biggest time sink still remaining in the organization?
The biggest that is the biggest time saver. Before, we do what's called personal insurance reviews, and so
Yeah.
every year we try to meet with everyone between 30 and 60 days before their renewal,
Yeah.
and we're looking at what's happening and how it's changing. Well, now these AI tools that we
Yeah.
have purchased and come on board, they're doing all of that for us. So before, it would take us about 30 minutes to review their current policy, see what their renewal is, and compare the two together.
Amazing.
Now AI does it and puts it on a platform for us, and now it takes us 5 minutes to review what AI did
Amazing.
for us.
Amazing.
It truly is amazing, and it saves everybody 25 minutes of time,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we're
Multiply by
doing multiple of those a
yeah,
day, so hours every single day.
our productivity gain. So where is the next significant, gain in productivity in the back office?
The next Jett, maybe you can help me out with that. We have another tool that we just implemented is the comparison. And so someone provides us with their
Yeah,
current
yeah.
policy,
That's
and
hard to
then
do.
and
Yeah.
now we are proposing them, and then we put the two together. And now, instead of us having to put it all together, AI does it for us in a beautiful format that is client facing. And we say, here you go. Where before that would take us 20 to 30 minutes.
Mm,
The next thing is reviewing contracts with our commercial accounts. I do review a lot of contracts to make sure their insurance policies meet their obligations.
yes.
And if they have to sign a new contract, whether it's for a new subcontractor or a new job, and so we review those, AI is helping us do that in a quick, more timely and efficient way.
So you're on top of it. Obviously, you are because you're the top 300 of all these brokers in the country. So, and then it's a wonderful thing that there is a community of the 300 coming
Mhm,
together and exchanging best practices. Because as we know, network is key, right? To evolve and to stay on top. Okay,
mhm,
so we are reaching the end. So I've heard one thing, which is interesting, and it's kind of a paradox. As AI comes, the challenge is more and more on humans. Yeah, So it enables so many things, and then it opens the door for us to be better at adapting and better at the high touch, aspect, as Jet was saying, like being in front of the client, explaining who you are and what you do. Um, Good. Any concluding word that you would like to add on both sides? If you had a magic wand, what is it that you would change immediately, either on the operational side, on the sales development side?
the magic wand is changing that behavioral, because getting people to implement and utilize the tools that we
Yeah,
have offered them. It's challenging because it's new and scary. Anything
yeah,
that's new can be scary, and do you trust it? And so it's having that behavioral mind switch saying it's okay to do.
yeah. Got it.
That's
Okay.
for me. Jet,
No,
what
I
do you
hear
have?
you. I hear you. Yeah, yeah. Loud and clear.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is an essential piece. We are doing our best to provide these opportunities to automate a lot of these mundane tasks that a lot of our staff were completing. And so those are obviously huge to fully embrace those new abilities that we have to do that. I think also along with that, just being able to fully integrate all of our systems together in one.
Mm.
I think, especially over this past year, re-entry into certain things are always one of those mundane tasks that are quite annoying and really hard on the culture. Morale goes down when there's a lot of mundane tasks you have to complete. And
Sure.
so being able to fully integrate all of our systems, have the smoothest flow that we can, definitely is, if we had a magic wand, I think that would be what I would say. Just being able to have everything integrated perfectly, where we can use our CRM, be able to talk to clients, have outbound, inbound, everything fully integrated to where we don't really have to worry about too much, because we talk with the clients, we complete all those tasks that we know we have to do, and on the back end, everything's integrated, everything's running smoothly. So I think that would be, if we had a magic wand, what I would say.
And I love the duo that you are together here with those two perspectives. That's because they really complement each other. Wonderful. Well, thank you very, very, very much. This is the end of our podcast. I cannot thank you enough for the insights, the energy, the inspiration, the dynamism, and the transformation that you're doing. You are a staple, and I'm glad that you're in the top 300 and other people can benefit from what you do. Thank
Thank you.
you.
We appreciate you as well, Francis.
Of course. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.